Part B, child-child conflicts and how to resolve them. Most parents approach the inevitable and all too frequent child-child conflicts, sibling fights, with the same win-lose orientation they use in parent-child conflicts. Somehow most parents feel they have to play the role of judge, referee, or umpire. They assume the responsibility for getting the facts, determining who's right and who's wrong, and deciding what the solution should be. Invariably, though, the solution that the parent comes up with causes one child to win and the other to lose. This orientation has some serious drawbacks and generally results in very unhappy consequences for all concerned. The no-lose method, however, is much more effective in helping kids resolve their own conflicts and much easier on the parents. It also plays a very important part in influencing children to become more mature, more responsible, more independent, more self-disciplined, as we'll see. When parents approach child-child conflicts as judges or referees who will make the decision, they are making the mistake of assuming ownership of the problem. By getting into the problem themselves, they deny children the opportunity to assume the responsibility for owning their own conflicts and the chance to learn how to resolve them through their own efforts. This prevents their children from growing, from maturing, from developing, and may leave them forever dependent on some authority to resolve their conflicts for them. Instead of solving their conflicts themselves, children run to the parent to settle their fights and their disagreements. Mommy, Jimmy's teasing me. Make him stop. Daddy, Maggie won't let me play with the clay. I want to sleep, but Frankie keeps talking. Tell him to be quiet. He hit me first. It's his fault. I didn't do anything to him. You make him do it. Such appeals to the authority of the parent are common in most families, simply because parents allow themselves to be sucked into their children's fights. In our P.E.T. program, it takes some convincing to get parents to accept these fights as their children's fights. Conflicts owned by the kids themselves. Jimmy and Tommy, who are brothers, are both tugging on the toy truck, for example. One tugging on the front and the other tugging on the back. Both are shouting and screaming. One starts to cry. Each is trying to use his power to get his way. Each is trying to win at the expense of the other losing. Now, if parents stay out of this conflict, the boys may find some way of resolving it themselves. If so, well and good. They have been given the chance to learn how to solve their problems independently. By staying out of the conflict entirely, the parents have helped both boys grow up a little. Actually, when parents aren't around, kids solve their own problems quite effectively using the no-lose method, coming to agreements. Now, however, supposing the boys continue to fight, and the parent feels it might be helpful to move in to facilitate their problem solving. They might send a door opener or an invitation, such as, Jimmy says, I want the truck. Give me the truck. Let go, let go. And Tommy says, I had it first. He came in and took it away. I want it back. Parent might say, hey, I see you kids really have a conflict about the truck. Would you like to come here and talk about it? Maybe I could help. Maybe if you want to discuss it, we can discuss it and come to some solution. Sometimes such a door opener brings an end to the conflict immediately. It's as if children sometimes would rather find some solution themselves than go through the process of working it out through discussion in the presence of a parent. They often think, oh, it really isn't that big a deal. We'll solve it ourselves. However, many conflicts require a more active role on the part of the parent. In this case, the parent wants to encourage the kids to get into problem solving. The parent does this mostly by using active listening, becoming what we call a third-party negotiator, a third-party facilitator. It works like this. Jimmy, I want the truck. Give me the truck. Let go, let go. Parent, Jimmy, you really want the truck very badly. Tommy, but I had it first. He came in and took it away. I want it back. Parent, Tommy, you feel you should have the truck because you had it first. And you're mad at Jimmy because he took it away from you. I can see you really have a conflict here. Is there any way you can see to solve this problem? Either one of you have any ideas? Tommy, he should let me have it. Parent says, Jimmy, Tommy is suggesting that solution. Jimmy, yeah, he would, because then he'd get his way. Parent, Tommy, Jimmy's saying he doesn't like that solution because you'd win and he'd lose. Tommy, well, I'd let him play with my cars until I get through with the truck. Parent, Jimmy, Tommy's suggesting another solution, that you can play with his cars if you let him play with the truck. Jimmy, do I get to play with the truck when he's through, Mom? Parent, Tommy, Jimmy wants to make sure you'll let him play with the truck when you're through. Tommy, okay, I'll let him. I promise. I'll be through pretty soon. Parent, Jimmy, Tommy's saying that's okay with him. Jimmy, okay then. Parent, I guess you've both solved this problem then, right? As a parent, you'll welcome the no-lose method for resolving such child-child conflicts. You no longer will be seen as the bad guy by the child who feels your solution is unfair. Also, your children will eventually stop bringing all their conflicts to you because, you see, they learn after a while that going to you only means they end up finding their own solution anyway. So they'll start resolving their conflicts independently. Few parents can resist the appeal of this outcome.